Welcome, everybody, to the Bitcoin Ben Jwade Crypto Show, brought to you by Crypto World. Jwade, what's going on, man? Asian brother from another mother.
Yeah, exactly. The weather is great, so things are going good over here, Crypto World. And I think we talked about last time about us being asked to be on Shark Tank, so we can talk about it until June 8th. So after June 8th, we are under an NDA and no longer allowed to even mention or tweet about it. So, but yeah, we're going through the due diligence, getting on the show. We're doing a video next week to turn into them. But we actually put a twist to it as far as I think when we talked last, it was going to be me and Carter, Bitsby Trippin, talking about Crypto World.
Yeah.
But I talked to some folks that were in the TV industry, one that's a producer out in Hollywood that I know, and letting her know kind of what we were thinking. So she told me, and also a few colleagues that said, hey, your story on how you open Crypto World is amazing, but you should have your wife on there telling that story also. So I was like, I was like, well, let me think about that, right? Because she is in crypto, but she's not in it like I am here day to day at the store. But at the same time, if she wasn't doing what she was doing to be able to support our family, I wouldn't be here. So that's pretty important. And Ben, I don't know if you knew this, but when we had our store before this Crypto World store, we were selling PPE supplies because my wife was or is a nurse, and she was having issues. The hospitals were having issues getting supplies, so we had access to them. So me and my partner were like, well, we can get them, so let's just set up shop here at the store that we had, that basically they were giving us month to month rent, just because it wasn't going to be long term. And so basically we opened it up to help the community and help her in her hospital out. And once the vaccines came out, and we kind of realized, oh, we're not gonna need the store long term. And we thought about what we could do, and this is kind of how it all evolved. My wife was like, you're passionate about crypto, and everybody you work with is passionate about it. Why don't you do something in that space? And that's really how everything evolved.
Basically, it was your wife's idea.
It's her idea, and her motivation to push me to do this. And also in this space, there's not a lot of females, right? So if we're gonna be the first crypto company to go on Shark Tank, it would be kind of cool having not only myself and Carter on there, but a female, and somebody that that really our audience is somebody that's very curious into getting in the space, knows enough to to get into it, but really doesn't have the trust and the confidence yet. So so I think having her on the show, I was already thinking out, as far as in when you enter Shark Tank and they put out your name on the bottom. I thought about having Jwade Crypto, Bitsby Trippin, and Crypto Nurse or something like that, as far as our names. That'd be kind of funny. So, Jwade Crypto.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
But yeah, we're gonna next week. Three of us are gonna film at Bitsby Trippin Studio, and kind of going from there, and just try to make it entertaining, because that's for the show. That's all they really care about. They don't care about our business plan. They don't care about what the numbers are. They just want to make sure it's entertaining. And because crypto is such a hot topic, bad and good, so it's something that they see in the news. They hear about it. They know Mr. Wonderful is traveling the world talking about it. They know Mark Cuban and his Mavericks are accepting it, and he's big into it. So I mean, it just makes sense. Makes sense for them to have you got your
That's my wife.
yeah. Speaking of wives, yeah,
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 it's like,
lunch,
hey,
yeah, dinner's ready.
yeah. Oh, she knows. Never call me late for dinner.
Oh yeah, that's funny. So that's
Oh,
what's going on with us. How about you?
that's
Anything in that sense?
awesome. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I completely agree. Like my wife actually writes an article roughly once every few weeks on like crypto or something like that. And we definitely need more women in uh, crypto because as good as we are, women will shape this into a true economy because they bring something extra. They bring, I guess you would call it a woman's touch, and women are usually much more organized than we are, and they're able to actually multitask a lot, a whole lot better than we are. We are, you know, you put one thing in front of us and we're great. You put 8 or 9 things in front of us and we'll get them done. It's just may not be as efficient as a woman would. That's just human nature. That's one of those, you know, hotly argued, men and women are the same. That's all crap. Women are much better than we are. I mean, that's just, they look
Your
better.
wife your wife must watch this show or listen to it in the radio.
Oh, no, I'm
You got
just,
some brownie points going.
yes. Oh, no, the, I shower her with as much love as I can
Yeah.
because the older I get, the less attractive I get,
Yeah.
and the better looking she gets.
Oh, that's great.
So I I really got to work at it. But this this crypto economy is holding up like a champ against the headwinds of a global recession. That's what I really want to talk about this episode. I have listened to other shows on our channel here in St. Louis. And I've also listened to other shows on other channels like the old I don't really want to talk bad about them, but the old folks, channels, the AM old folks, where 99% of their advertising is either some type of diaper or a retirement home. And and they're they're explaining the economy and how to survive it with as little loss as possible. And I'm listening to this and I'm like, how about you jump over to cryptos and you actually thrive? It's there are ways right now of earning substantial income in cryptos, whether you are running a node or or you're in a pool or you're trading cryptos or whatever. We're in a great market now, mind you. uh, uh, our prices have held pretty level. You know, we are in a good range while everything else is dropping and not rising back up. We have fluctuations, but we're in a range, and that's exactly what you want the cryptocurrency environment to do right now, because the rest of the world's on fire, and the cryptocurrency world is a lifeboat. The rest, they're on the Titanic. It's going down, and it's going down bad.
Yeah, it's always funny to me when somebody when we talk about cryptos to somebody that's obviously not a fan of it, when they make comments like, "Oh, crypto and Bitcoin, it's down," and I'm thinking, have you seen like the prices of Netflix and
Yeah,
even Amazon's down? Some of these big companies, Tesla is down, right? So it's not just crypto that it's down. Actually, Bitcoin has been pretty stable. It's been
yeah.
around 30,000 for 8 weeks now, or something like that. So, does it fluctuate? Yes, but the economy around is taking a bigger nosedive. I feel like, um,
Oh, no, no,
compared to
no, no.
Bitcoin. And did you see Janet Yellen finally admit that you know about
That's,
inflation? Oh, I was wrong about it.
yeah, it's, well, she wasn't wrong. She knew this would happen. This is not a stupid woman, right? This is not some walk out of the trailer in her house shoes and a robe, woman. This is a highly intelligent, experienced economic woman.
Yeah,
She didn't mess up. All of them knew this would happen. They just couldn't say it whenever they were doing the things that were causing it. It's they were basically getting drunk on free money. The economy was getting drunk on free money. Now that we're living through the hangover, she's like, well, we didn't realize there'd be a hangover. Yes, you did. You're not an idiot, woman. You you absolutely knew this was coming. You didn't know when, but you knew it was coming. And so her her admitting that inflation's here is the equivalent of jumping out of an airplane and then hitting the ground and going, well, didn't see that coming. Yeah, you did. You just are hoping that the parachute's large enough that you don't hit too hard. That's the equivalent of what the media and the government and the Federal Reserve is actually doing right now. They 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 jumped out, or they actually threw us all out of the plane, or a helicopter, when they were actually throwing out all of the money. They knew that we'd hit the earth soon, because economics has gravity. And so now we're hitting the earth, and they're just praying that the actual parachute's large enough for a soft landing. That's what they're all praying for. But there is no soft landing when you print that much inflation. And cryptos are the cure to inflation. That's why cryptos are actually doing so well. I will argue anybody, any economics professor, and please, God, let some economic professor challenge me on this. I'll bring you on the show and I will make you cry because odds are you're a professor educated in liberal economy philosophy, while I'm a Austrian economics person, which is actually reality. A lot of the liberal professors and the liberal economics people, they don't live in economic reality, and they teach it. That's the sad part.
Yeah, I don't like talking politics because it strikes a nerve. But
Well, of course it does, because 90% of liberals are wrong. The other 10% just never say anything.
yeah, no, that is true. That is true. I think I heard a stat that there are what 10% far left, 10% far right, and 80% that just don't give a damn. So,
Yeah,
and it's pretty interesting because if you can sway those 80% one way or the other, that can help with the election, any type of election. So, but yeah, I
yeah,
mean, so that Janet Yellen was in the news, and also, New York's been in the news this week just because they're the far left that's trying to get rid of Bitcoin mining, and it's interesting to see what the effects of that is going to do, because it's something that's going to affect them. It would be similar to China when China banned Bitcoin mining, and how just a mass exodus of business left that's in the mining space, not only coming to the U.S. for mining and mining sales, but there are companies that are based, publicly traded companies that are based in New York that are now talking about leaving. You got Riot is one of them. There's a couple other ones that have talked about leaving New York. So it's going to affect them economically. I mean, you look at what happened with California when Tesla decided to leave, move their headquarters over to Austin, Texas. So it's something that the governor of, or I don't know who it is, but I think they're just missing that last signature. I think from the governor of New York for this bill to pass to ban Bitcoin mining.
yeah. This proves once again everything liberal, everything progressive fails. And the reason it fails is it is stupid. And it's okay to say that people are stupid. That's one of the issues we have today, is that we see stupid people who want us to join their stupidity. And I'm not going to do it. You cannot write a law and say you can't have a computer run mathematical codes. It's it won't hold up in court. It liberals and progressives think that laws work. They think that laws actually have some effect on reality, when in reality, it doesn't. There are laws against murder, happens all the time. There's laws against marijuana. How's that going? There's laws against driving 80 miles an hour down the highway. Have you been on Highway 270 lately?
Mhm.
Laws are illusionary items of opinion that progressives and liberals create, who actually create the illusion that they care. We care. We've written a law. Okay, well, no one else cares about your law. So we're not going to even worry about you. You really think that people are going to quit mining cryptocurrencies in New York because somebody wrote something down on a piece of paper, handed it to another guy, and had him write his name on it? No, that's not how reality works. It's laws are illusion of authority. That's it.
Well,
It's
what gets me is the complete lack of understanding of the utility of Bitcoin and the why aspect. Because if these folks that are voting on this specific law understand, like, the Bitcoin network does so much more. Everything needs energy to be able to, I mean, we have energy consumptions from anything, everything, but the main question is the utility of that energy consumption worth utilizing that electricity, right? So if you take the Bitcoin network and what it's doing, what's the functionality of all these miners that are securing the network, that are, confirming and validating all these millions and millions of transactions, and there's not an error, right? There's not a
yeah,
mistake. It's like, okay, what things do we do that's mistakeless, that's errorless? How much energy is wasted with the military? I mean, the military is very important. I'm not saying it isn't, but Bitcoin network is also very important, because if you can fix the finance and the foundation of that, and take away, the third parties, the ability to change things and print more money and make things up, and it's something where it takes away. It doesn't matter if you have a lot of money or a lot of power. It doesn't matter. It's the way it's written. So I think it's just a lack of
bingo.
understanding and how important this specific network, this Bitcoin network, and how it's going to revolutionize the next step into civilization. So it's to me, like, just take an hour to understand it instead of voting on.
He,
It's
that's
crazy.
why I love you, Jay Wade. That's why I love you. You 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 apply no agenda to the people that are doing this when they absolutely have an agenda. Their agenda is holding on to their control. They know that a decentralized global currency removes the authority of the government from manipulating that currency. And the manipulation of the currency is how the government controls all of us. Look at what they're doing right now. The SEC's job is to protect investors, right? That's what they say they do. The Federal Reserve right now is raising interest rates with the agenda to drop the market and to grow unemployment. So their agenda is to make your 401k lose value. That's their goal. That's what the Federal Reserve's goal is right now. And their other goal is to lower inflation. Now, there's only one way to lower inflation, and that is to make sure the people have less money. That's it. That's the only way you cure inflation. All right, we got about 30 seconds. When we come back, we're going to break it down on how cryptos are the savior. The old system is the Titanic, and crypto world sells lifeboats.
Lifeboats. Love that. See you guys in the second half.
Did you know that you can sit down one-on-one with me or one of our other experts here at Crypto World? We can help you open up your first wallet, roll over your retirement into crypto, move large amounts of crypto safely, give you advice on how and what to mine, and more. If you could use expert guidance along your crypto journey, we are here to help. Visit our website to schedule your consultation today.
And we're live. No, we're not.
We're back.
We're back. It's actually Friday, but we broadcast on Saturday nights at what time is it? Like 5:30 or 6:30?
5:30 to 6:30 is when we
Yeah.
broadcast. So yeah, check us out. Newstalk STL's radio station. You can hear us on online too on their site if you're not in your car. But yeah, so we broadcast Saturday nights. We're also we post these on YouTube. So if you missed this or parts of it, you want to go back, just check out Crypto World's YouTube page, and we always replay this. Usually Crypto Sherpa posts these things up on Monday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you guys get a chance, stop by Crypto World. Like I said, previous shows, we're the first one that's doing what we're doing. Our mission is to help educate the community and be that rising tide to lift the whole crypto industry. So, whether you know a little bit, or if you don't know anything, or if you know a lot, we still have things for you to be able to learn, to network, meet like-minded individuals like Bitcoin Ben and myself and so many other folks. And we have at our events crypto over coffee every Tuesday from 9 to 11:30. We also have Bitcoin over beer the third Thursday of every month, which is this one coming up. I think we're doing NFTs, but that's an evening event, 5:30 to normally about 8:30. We also host events here. We have a Polygon group that hosts their event at our store once a month. It's usually the second Wednesday of every month. They'll host an event here, and they actually give away free polygons. So free Matics just for coming in and participating. So you can find all that stuff on our website, shopcryptoworld.com. You can contact me at Jeff@shopcryptoworld.com, or you can come to the store, 2788 Muegge Road, St. Charles, Missouri. or give us a call, 636-317-1053. So I know we've been talking a lot, and this might lead to what you're doing there, but with Calyx. But I don't know if you saw in the news that FTX surpassed, Coinbase as the biggest exchange, and I really think the main reasoning is because once people saw that the customers saw the filings and the SEC filings that Coinbase, if they for some reason file for bankruptcy, then your assets within that exchange would also be part of that bankruptcy. So which means you would lose your cryptos that you hold in their wallets. So after that happened, a lot of people left Coinbase. They also are taking their funds out of their wallets and putting it in a much more secure wallet, which Calyx Solution has a solution for you.
Absolutely. What we do here is in fact, I'll tell you what. I have an ad right here. I'll just run the ad.
Good idea.
Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from Calyx Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from Calyx Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calyxsolutions.io.
And you can also give us a call at 702-845-8276. You call that number, and my wonderful partner, Patrick, will take care of you, hook you up with the laptop, ship it to you. Then we do an hour Zoom call educating you on how to use your crypto-only laptop. Now, back to this amazing global economy that we got going on right here. It's literally the Titanic has hit the iceberg. The iceberg was the Fed. And the Fed poked its holes into the side of the global economy. And now the global economy is going down. And if you think we got it bad here in America, oh no. Europe, the emerging markets are getting hammered. Did you know that America is, or I won't even say America, the US dollar is the only currency against Bitcoin where it hasn't hit all-time highs. Over in Lebanon, the Bitcoin is at all-time highs. In Turkey, once again, the Bitcoin at all-time highs, because as the US dollar grows stronger against the other currencies, they have to print more currencies to purchase more US dollars. And that is lowering their purchasing power, which is inflationary, which i.e. the Bitcoin is in every other economy is going crazy.
Yeah, it's the first time I saw that the euro was almost 1-to-1 with the U.S. dollar in a while. So it's I think what it was almost 2-to-1 years back, but it's interesting. I guess if you want to travel to Europe, now is a good time because um, it's a 1-to-1, and I think it's been 20 years or so, at least 20 years that it's ever seen that.
Yep.
But
In fact, it is the first time ever since the euro was created in 1996 that it's ever been this low against the dollar. So if you want to go shopping, go over to Europe.
yeah, it's a good time to buy some Louis Vuitton, I guess, for my wife, right? Go out there and go to Italy or something like that, and go shopping.
Absolutely. It's just the world is going through what we should have went through in 2008, but we didn't. They printed a bunch of money. They gave it to the global banks, and they have been propping up the global economy ever since. We have been living on free money for the last 14 years. Well, in 2008, we jumped out of the airplane. In 2022, we're hitting the ground. Now, is it a soft landing? No. None of this is going to be soft. Your 401k is being hammered. Your retired. I feel sorry for anyone retired right now on a fixed income. You're getting hammered. You're getting killed. Inflation is eating you up on one side. Your portfolio's getting crushed. And there's old sleepy Joe Biden eating his friggin' eating the pudding at the retirement home, looking out the window lovingly at all of the birds at the bird feeder, and the American economy is getting wrecked.
Yeah,
Oh,
he wants to take care of everybody's student loans. So that's good timing, right? So
yeah,
I get it on the student loans part. I went to college, had a lot of student debt. My wife the same way, but I think that I don't think that eliminating the debt is a solution. Maybe we can do things on how the interests are paid. Maybe doing very low to zero interest on the debt,
yeah,
because the country that has a lot of um, educated individuals with degrees, it's just going to be more money for the government to tax later on because they're going to be having higher paying jobs, right? So it's like, I don't know. Sometimes I question the people that's making these decisions, um, and it makes Bitcoin and crypto so much more important because the transparency with Bitcoin, there's a limited finite amount, can't print anymore, and you don't have like we said earlier, you don't have lobby groups or third party groups trying to sway one way or the other. It's just the way it is.
yeah.
But yeah, it's very interesting.
It it's very obvious. The progressives, as which I'm sure you guys don't even need to ask which side of the line I'm on.
Yeah.
Let's see, is Bitcoin Ben on the right or is he on the left?
Yeah.
I'm actually a libertarian. I'm not right or left. I am actually about freedom because freedom works. Freedom is the only system where everyone's happy with their options, not the outcome, the options. When you live in a free society, you have options galore. Freedom has a lot of choice in it, but also freedom requires responsibility, and you have to accept the responsibility of the freedom. And that's truly the argument we got going here. See, we have Republicans, rhinos, Republican in name only, and then we have uh, your regular old school, your what we used to call the Reagan uh, Democrats, which are now, oddly enough, they're actually considered like on the right, you know. And then you have liberals, which are usually young people who haven't lived long enough to really understand the real world. And then you have the progressives. Now, the progressives are the enemies of America. That's not an opinion. That's true. The progressive movement is anti-constitutional, and they're liars. The reason they're liars is they have to hide their agenda in emotion or blackmail or bribery. Something, they always wrap it in some either emotion or some type of bribery. And that's what this whole, hey, we'll forgive your student loan. Well, that's basically buying votes, and they are going after the people who are the weakest right now. They're going after the youth because the youth are less knowledgeable of reality, and the youth are looking at the economy and looking at the housing market and looking at every option, and none of it looks good. It's why the youth is flocking to Bitcoin. The youth see the Bitcoin. The youth grew up on smartphones. The youth lived on a computer. And cryptos makes sense to the youth. They have no problem with the user interfaces. They have no problem transacting from wallet to wallet. It just comes natural to them. And that's why the future is cryptos, right? The future is not what the old people are talking about. I mean, let's be honest. Joe Biden should be out playing putt-putt golf at a retirement home right now. He should not be in front of the world trying to muddle his way through a lecture or an interview where he loses his train of thought. The guy's like 147 years old.
It's funny if we put Joe Biden Warren Buffett, Janet Yellen. Combine those ages together, it's like, how old are these folks combined? 300
Yeah,
years old.
no, no, no.
So
If you add their ages together, they're older than America.
oh my goodness. And these are the guys that are um, really deciding the future of this country, which is, 80 years ago, yeah, this stuff probably would work, but now things have changed. It's
Yeah,
we're moving digital. I think Michael Saylor, he says it best when what did he say? If you want to educate the world, we've digitized books. If you want to make people happy, we've digitized music and also videos, so you can share it all over the world. But if you want to give people wealth and money, we haven't digitized really gold yet, which is what Bitcoin is, a digital gold. So it's an antiquated way of thinking, and it's a way that's gonna, once we get adoption and get these people out of the way that's keeping this adoption from happening, uh, things like this opens up when you can speed up information and speed up um, you know data, then it opens up new innovation. So just to think that how big blockchain technology is and what it can do, what's next after this is what I'm thinking. It's like, holy cow, this is like the new internet. It's bigger than the internet. It's going faster than the internet. And if blockchain technology is this new internet, well, what's what's next, right? So it's pretty exciting.
yeah. And um, here is a selfless plug for me. I want our listeners to go to www.patreon.com/Bitcoin Ben. I put up a bunch of shows there. It's a monthly membership, but if you want knowledge on where we're at and history and where this is all going, go there. Because I break down historically how we got here and where we need to go. And I did a 3-hour show this week on what is metaverse, what is Web3. And I broke it down. And basically, blockchain is the fundamental layer of all of that. You can't even wrap your heads around what this world's going to look like in 5 years. It's going to be so completely different. You are going to interact in so many different ways. You're going to have so many options for so many things. See, has anyone looked on their TV lately? How many platforms are out there now? Netflix, Hulu,
Disney Plus.
go ahead, Disney Plus,
Yeah.
all those. I know of a YouTube show that gets more views every night than CNN, CNBC, ABC, and NBC put together. And that, my friends,
The Bitcoin Ben show, is that what you're talking about?
that's actually it's called X22 Report. If you haven't looked it up, look it up. It's amazing. You'll love it. In fact, I'm actually on that show on a pretty regular basis. And he easily gets 400, 500,000 views on a regular basis. And what we're moving into is a decentralization of everything. You'll have more entertainment options. You'll have more education options. You'll have more currency options. See, everything is going to be on a blockchain. Everything. Your house, your car, your will, your insurance, everything. If you can think of it, it will have a blockchain. And if it has a blockchain, then it actually can be put into a tokenized structure, and it can retain equity value. I'll say this, and it's going to blow people's minds. You will be able to go shopping at Walmart with the equity in your car. You'll be able to go shopping at Walmart with the blockchain tokenized equity of a life insurance policy. You'll be able to go shopping with a share of Tesla with the equity you have in your shares of Tesla in the next year. That's where we're going. And at the same time, while you're sitting at home watching TV, guess what? Your television will have a blockchain cryptocurrency wallet in it. Most of them already do. You just don't know it because it hasn't been activated. They have been putting blockchain cryptocurrency wallets in televisions for about 4 years now. If you look on your iPhone, where you have your iPhone wallet, they're launching a blockchain iPhone wallet inside that wallet that you'll actually be able to link with your iPay or Apple Pay, whatever you call it. And you'll actually be able to hold tokens in that wallet and shop with the equity inside those tokens touching your phone at Walmart. This is the last inflationary event in human history. Mark my words.
Hey, if we can just be here on Earth for another 20 years, maybe we can live a lifetime because of all this technology.
We got 1 minute left.
Yeah.
I have told the audience of my show, and I've proven it, that if you live for the next 5 years, that you will live for the next 100 years. Any age, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, all these 95-year-old, 100-year-old folks are taking your word and
absolutely
gonna wait the last minute. So that's kind of a interesting idea, but hey, let's do it. So
join us next week.
Next week, yeah, we're always
for the explanation of how, if you live for the next 5 years, you'll live for the next 100 years. Jwade Crypto,
a pleasure.
We're out.